Okay, okay. Hello, dear friends. Michelle is with you again, and today we'll talk about another international problem project. I remind those of you who joined my channel today for the first time that my name is Michelle. I specialize in various topics related to international financial markets. However, I can't help but pay attention to the fact that most often I have to do reviews specifically devoted to various problem schemes. As I can see, the problem lies in the fact that the internet, on the one hand, has given us the highest speed of information exchange, useful resources, has greatly enriched our lives. On the other hand, all of the bad factors have given virtual and limited opportunities to those people who seek to earn dishonestly. Moreover, pay attention because there are still no ways to effectively combat anonymity on the web. But let's get back to the topic of my review today. Today I will tell you about the LeverageFX product. Before I begin, I will make a small digression, or rather, I will appeal to you with a request. If you are interested in my reviews or share my point of view that trading the professional level of novice traders is an extremely important and useful activity, as well as exposing international criminal syndicates. I ask you to like my video and share a link to it with your contact lists. Let me explain. Today, only the maximum possible dissemination of information about scammers is able to somehow protect those of you who have only recently entered the profession of a trader. Of course, even professional merchants sometimes fall into traps. Criminals are too highly qualified today on the internet. But it is certainly much more difficult to deceive a professional than a beginner. Therefore, first of all, I appeal to novice speculators and strive to protect their assets from thieves. If you encounter the activities of the LeverageFX project, be sure to write me about it in the comments or directly contact me by contacts listed in the description of this video. Or so far, I turn to the analysis of the LeverageFX project activity. Let's go, and thank you for joining. Okay, okay, guys, here we are. Now we are on the central page of the LeverageFX portal. As usual, let's try to get some valuable information based on what we are observing here. In fact, the portal is made at a fairly high technical level. There is a feed of constantly updated quotes of the most popular assets. There is a financial news blog and a lot of different sections filled with the most diverse information. I'll tell you honestly. In fact, I really like the portal. I even find it useful in some ways. Please note that this project has its own feature, which I have not seen any of the fraudulent projects that I have come across. There is an opportunity to copy the transactions of other traders. It's called the term social trading. But again, you and I cannot be 100% sure that we are being shown the real events taking place and not just a beautiful picture specially drawn for us. Yes, and now you understand what is most offensive. And the most insulating thing for me now is to tell you that all these technical solutions are beautiful portal, very good. Repeat, filled with interesting content. All this is nothing more than an appearance and a beautiful fiction. Yes, I'm sad to admit that LeverageFX are scammers, with whom you will only lose your money. Why do I think so? Well, actually, there are several reasons. The first thing that immediately catches my eye is that this is not a stockbroker, but a forex broker, or as I'm uh, sometimes called, a CFD broker. Yes, here we have come to the moment when it is time to figure out what we can trade here at all. course, purely theoretical. Yes, of course, it says here that hundreds of tools at our service, but there is only one subtle point here. We really have a lot of assets at our disposal, but not tools. There are there is only one tool here. There are contracts for price difference. In English, it sounds like contracts for difference, from which in general this name CFD is originated. There are no opportunities to trade stocks and bonds of major international companies and entire states. Therefore, there is no transfer of ownership. The entry of a new owner of the security into the register of shareholders stored in the depository. Let me explain. There is nothing here that real traders usually work with on the currency exchange. And the question is, what is there really? And the answer, and to answer this question, we need to understand what contract for price differences really are. Uh, those notorious CFDs are, in fact, nothing more than financial bet, the parties of which are the trader on the one hand and the broker on the other. And from this moment, two interesting conclusions immediately flow. The first is that there is a direct conflict of interests between the parties to such a financial bet, despite the fact that one side, the trader, actually depends on the other, the broker. What is the expression of this dependence? Yes, at least in the fact that it is the broker who provides traders with quotes based on the testimony of which a financial forecast is made. That is, the, if the quote is incorrect, then the forecast may be made with an error. And do you see where I'm going? Yes, but it's not the most unpleasant thing. And the most unpleasant thing here is that such a manner of work, there is no international component at all. There is no asset, there is no transfer of rights to the asset, and then why bring this transaction into the international space? That's right, there is no need, there is no sense. And it turns out that you want to trade and invest in international financial markets, but in fact you are taking on some financial bet. There is a banal substitution of concepts, and this technique is used today by most CFD brokers existing on the market. It would be fine if you were trading on the territory of your country, when, if necessary, you can very simply pay a visit to the broker's office accompanied by representatives of law enforcement agencies. But this is also not our case. LeverageFX does not indicate the exact address of their location on their phone, but they report that they are located in San Vincent and Grenadines. Let me show you the contact section. Yes, that's it. You can see it's indicated here and a little bit lower on the map. Even they are saying that they have a license from the Cyprus financial regulator. And unfortunately, this is also bad news because the island regulator and its licenses are nothing more than fictions, and large national financial institutions are extremely skeptical of brokers with such dubious regulation documents. Back to you, my friend, just a second. Yes. Yeah. So, well, I proceed to the conclusion on the LeverageFX product. Alas, my friends, I see too many risks here, and therefore I will not advise anyone to invest here. Friends, if you like my review, write me about it. If you have any questions, write me about it. And if you want to see a review specially on your question, what should you do? That's right, write me about it. I will be very glad to answer all your questions and wishes. That's all I wanted to say today. Thanks to everyone who watched my video, and see you in my upcoming reviews. Ciao, guys.